where we last left off, you find folks we're going to be meeting up with Theoden and Rhindrake to go infiltrate the dwarven capital of Kern-Dural. Do that. Because they had breached the Temple of Rhindrake and were using it to mass produce goods and wares, mostly arms and armor, for the Silver Order within its walls. As well as it looked like very recently, within the past few days, they've breached the wall to the first forge of Rhindrake, which is where Theoden and Mika's fancy little smithing powers get their energy from, and it seems like that is flickering out currently, either due to Rhindrake's connection to it finally petering off, or them doing some stupid bullshit in there. And you don't know which it is, but I guess pretty soon you'll find out. So, in leading up to the mission itself, as Nara's making preparations to deploy you guys, Theoden will pull the three of you aside once you have all of your supplies ready, and with a quick look over, you three, Theoden and Rhindrake, gather around and say, "Right, we finished making our preparations. Is there anything you wish to ask us before we deploy to Kern-Dural? I'm not sure if any of you have previously visited its walls before, but it might be quite a bit different than anything you're used to, if you haven't been in the Dwarven lands before."
Heard stories of it, but never actually been.
I know Lynn's been by there, but how much of a force are we expecting?
Last we saw at least 2 detachments, at least in the part of the city we're going to be in.
How big is a detachment?
Depending on how reinforced they are and how many they send out on patrols, it typically looks like anywhere between 50 and 100 each.
Okay.
Not all of them are in the temple at the moment, but if we raise a big enough alarm, they'll start coming in on us from all sides. And unfortunately, they've blocked off all but one of the entrances into the temple, so it won't exactly be a fun time.
Let's see. Did you still have the schematics of the place?
We managed to get a good overview of what they have going on there. One moment. And you see him like pull off this giant back off his back and shuffle through it to produce a large vellum map. As Matt goes and tracks down where the fuck he put that file. The benefits of getting to this mission late is you actually have the fucking floor plan for it going in.
Hey!
Alright, that's going to be D&D. Oh, go fuck yourself, Nitro. Oh, you're gonna bring up the costs now. Okay. Go fuck yourself, hold on. I have to re-find it on Google because it's too big to physically link. So give me one moment, please. Luckily, it didn't take long.
God love Discord.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So that is the place that you guys will be heading to. Let me see if I can actually do this to help us in session.
That is not small.
No, it is not.
Did we switch over?
I'm gonna drop it in a second. I put it in.
General chat.
Yeah,
Oh,
put it in
I
general
see.
chat, but I'm gonna actually bring up the map in there so we can ping it and stuff.
Okay. Well, with that, can I use this?
One sec. Okay, let's move everyone over. Yes, you're free to do that as we talk about this.
Okay.
Let me know if you can see this when we comment, when you're all in.
I can see it.
I can see it.
Alrighty.
That wasn't a great roll, but oh well.
Yep.
It lets you use your ability. Lets you use that instead of initiative, basically.
He can just pick to have a 38 for initiative if he wants at any point. Instead of rolling for initiative.
Yeah. Could be useful.
Might intentionally use it just so that I go after people,
Yeah.
depending upon how it is.
One sec actually. It is a fortune effect, so I believe that allows you to decide if you want to use that 38 after your initiative roll.
Oh, okay.
So you can feel free to drop that to alter your place in initiative once. Oh wait, it just says as long as it remains accurate. So yeah, unless things change, you can choose to be 38 at any point during this mission for initiative.
That's just for the one time, right?
It's any time you roll initiative unless the plans for the mission change.
I see, I see. Okay.
Do fortune effects not
Man,
like stack
What
up
are the
heavily?
odds of that happening?
I don't know, maybe.
Well, the point of Reeves wanting the map is so that he could maybe chart them out.
Yep. What was your question, Mika?
I was saying, is the fortune effect thing like a limited kind of effect or something?
Fortune effect is a tag that beneficially alters your rolls. So anything that allows you to change an existing roll
Gotcha.
or get like a re-roll or advantage, that's a fortune effect.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Looks like I'm
Alright.
gonna be glad Mika's got the Earth Glide cloak. Might actually get useful here.
Mm-hmm. What is the special effect on that?
Can burrow through dirt and stone up to my land speed. No tunnels or signs of
Oh.
passing.
That'll be very interesting.
Maybe.
Just a little bit. Okay. So, as they roll it out, they lay out the map on a nearby table and begin to go over it with you and say, "We've managed to get pretty deep before. The defenses have been piling up over the past few weeks, but we at least have a rough idea of where everything is currently laid out. The temple itself is broken up into a few segments. This section up here at the north is the main road through Kern-Dural that we'll be taking in, that passes by the temple. There is a bit of traffic going through it, but we have a method to it that has proven pretty effective during our previous attempts. I'll be utilizing an extended invisibility sphere. That should allow us to at least get to the temple. Whether it is enough to provide us cover while we're navigating around will remain to be seen. Patrols have been picking up increasingly each time we have ventured there. Right here is the only remaining door into the temple. As you can see, and you see the ballistas here are drawn, like hand-drawn onto the map. They've set up fortifications at the entrance to make sure that any attempts to breach it physically are met with as much resistance as they can muster. If you have particular inclination or idea on how to get by that physically, we're welcome to take the loud approach, but as long as we stay light on our feet, we should be able to sneak past that as long as we have an opening. Typically, the patrols rotate out on a pretty fixed schedule from what we've seen. We could tail one of them in as long as we stay close and quiet, and that'll at least get us past the entrance room. Defenses in this outer sector are very slim. This is mostly a barracks that houses the patrolling guards in the region as they cycle out. Usually one remains inside of the temple and another cycles through the hallways outside here. So there will usually be some forces within the walls. Luckily, there shouldn't be much that we need to worry about investigating within this region here. As a barracks, it mostly just has standard arms and armor, as well as rations for those that are being housed there, but nothing worth risking our necks over. To the east is the halls of the only crowned king of the dwarves, and where they have apparently left Rhindrake on display.
Left him on display?
Yes, he is rather unique amongst those that were involved in the Godfall. His body seems to be carved from stone rather than flesh. So his lifeless form is still perched atop its throne, holding its head.
Meek's like grinding her teeth.
Yep, Lana just kind of goes, eek!
It's a bit more grim than I would have expected from the way they like to present themselves, but something to keep in mind should you see it. Better to know about it now and make preparations than encounter it and let emotion dictate undesirable action. It's likely under guard, as it was every time we've checked previously, but it may be worth investigating if there is something you have in mind.
Not that there's anything we can do to help him, unfortunately, since his power has been taken by the quartermaster.
Yes. I do not have an eye for those things, but he hasn't moved so much as an inch since I've checked in on him. If there are any signs of life left in him, I certainly didn't see them. One of our biggest problems is going to be the standing room here, where they would often hold sermons for those that were coming to pray to Rhindrake. A large, open auditorium of sorts. And one that'll be very difficult to get to the far side of if we drop our invisibility before we get in. Even if we do manage to keep our invisibility up, getting into the inner temple itself is a bit of a Well, I don't suspect us to be able to keep our stealth up past that room. They usually have 2 honor guards standing by the doorway, so even if they don't see us approaching, any attempt to bypass the door itself will likely be seen or heard. Depending on if we are still able to maintain our stealth up to this point, it might be best to try to plan for an alpha strike against them, or prepare for things to get very loud once we get here. And if it does, our time will be limited to act within the inner temple.
Would this be a useful place to... If we can put up some sort of distraction to draw them away from that door, or at least draw some of them out of that auditorium?
I don't suspect they'll have many in the auditorium unless we give them a reason to. It's mostly just where they have caravans pass through when they need to offload supplies or bring in extra raw material. But if we could manage to draw them away from the door, it might at least buy us a little extra time. But given their propensities, I suspect that they'll likely raise the alarm either way if they suspect something is going on and don't manage to find the culprit. But the initial response could be quieter than if they reported a full-on assault against the temple. Within the inner temple itself here, it's a bit more labyrinthine. There's an altar to Ryan Drake within the inner sanctum here. And most of the other facilities are used for either housing the forge priests that once lived there, or enacting Ryan Drake's work. Mainly through the forges to the southeast, where they handle the refinement and enchantment of most arms. The reliquary to the northeast is where they house more of the unique equipment that they managed to craft. Things that are too valuable to ship off during the standard shipments.
Anything in particular we could make use of or blow up?
Let's see. And you see him looking over it. The section I previously mentioned to the southeast does house a number of expensive regents that we could remove from their custody. It might not stop them, but it would require them to restock. And by this point in time, I don't suspect they'll have much time to really get things going from there, if we're able to do so. Depending on if we're lucky, we may be able to gather some exceptionally rare materials or equipment from the reliquary, though I expect it will be guarded. Additionally, most of the more mundane supplies are guarded within the barracks to the northwest, as well as the more traditional smithies in the center. Our main goal, as previously mentioned though, is the first forge to the south. I wasn't able to enter it to check on the situation, but it looks like they had previously breached the door. Whether they have left it open or sealed it through some other means, I am yet unaware of. I wasn't able to stay in the temple very long. My window for exploring was cut a bit short by the caravan moving out. I didn't want to have to risk leaving the temple of my own accord or being stuck in there for an indefinite amount of time before somebody else left its walls that I could slip out with. That at least should give us a rough idea of where everything is.
I've got. If we run into something that's locked from the other side or something of that sort that we can't just pick or break through. He kind of shakes out her cloak a little bit. I've got one shot at getting through the wall, but it doesn't. Basically, I could get to the other side and open a door if we need to.
You see him thinking for a moment. I would be careful with that. We might be able to slip between some of the rooms in the inner temple itself or through some of the walls in the outer temple, but be aware that any passageway from the outer temple inward, the reliquary, and the Force Forge itself are all very heavily protected. The walls are at least 2 feet thick, lined with lead and other magical impairments to prevent people from teleporting in, walking through the walls, or otherwise bypassing any of the physical defenses that have been set up there.
Weave sticks his tongue out about.
Figured as much, but like I said,
Gotta give them credit, they know who they're up against.
I wonder if they've got any automated systems like Cindergate had, any constructs or anything of that sort.
You see Londrake kind of scoff a bit at that. They might have a few golems here and there, but Kundurall, well, there's a reason why all the dwarves interested in such things went to Cindergate.
That's about what family stories were about, but
Kundurall moves at a bit of a slower pace. Might have some of the best smiths in the world, but they're not exactly keen on innovation.
Well, could be their new host pushed them into it, but yeah, who knows?
We'll have to see. Even a master smith would take years to make something new from scratch. Something of that size requires quite a bit of rare material, and time and effort. Maybe 1 or 2 extra surprises for us, but I wouldn't expect an army within the walls waiting. Well, other than the one that we're aware of.
So, as far as the division of where they have their forces concentrated, how many within the inner temple?
And Theoden pauses to think for a moment as you see him running his eyes over the map again. I wasn't there long enough to get a full number, and I don't know how much of them are permanent residents, but anywhere from 2 to 3 dozen. Sorry, 1 to 3 dozen.
That's not horrible.
No. Though do expect quite a few of them to be in the upper echelons of the Silver Order. There were some variants there that I had not seen outside of Kundurall.
any of the angelic bastards like we've run into before. That's new to us too.
No, I didn't see any of them within Kundurall.
Alright, that's something.
Alright, so... So step 1, getting in there. Where did you say services were held? In this great hall itself, or?
Previously, yes, they don't exactly hold services anymore.
I see.
But that is the only route to the inner temple.
Well, if we want to engineer a distraction, it has to accomplish a couple of things. It has to, one, draw folks away from this door, but also keep people out here. Because we need to divert as much attention away from the inner temple as possible.
Indeed. We might be able to bar the doors once we get inside to buy us some time. It's just a matter of dealing with the forces inside before they manage to break through.
I don't reckon the two of you happen to have any, like, timed explosives or anything that you can, like, put on, like, a clock or something?
I can put them on anywhere from a few seconds to a minute or two.
Because I figure, I don't know, maybe if we pay a visit to that treasure room after we're done picking it open, we could put a couple things in there, set them off, and take them away?
Well, that's for later.
Might be able to draw us the attention away if we need a way out. And Theoden nods at that and says, I have a teleportation prepared, but if the protections of the temple prevent us from escaping, we will need a manual way out like that, so it's a good thing to keep in the back of our minds.
Mm-hmm. But something else, if we can finagle it for a distraction to get in. It needs to be urgent enough to pull people away, but maybe not urgent enough to sound the alarms.
Something in the hallway or in a neighboring area, possibly, or the main road?
Something like that. Something that would cause some concern, but wouldn't give them the idea that they're under attack, per se.
What's demon activity like in the area?
Nothing within the city itself. The defenses outside of it are more than enough to handle whatever strays are left.
The one time you want there to be a bunch of them to get their attention.
Yes, and unfortunately most of them communicate telepathically. So it would be difficult to relay orders to draw one of their attentions away.
What's the visit? How open is the city for just general trade?
Unless you wear silver armor, it isn't.
I see.
And I know this is absolutely not gonna work, but might as well throw it out there just to scratch it off. I'm assuming that that the unit here is far too sophisticated for us to just kind of pretend to be Silver Order?
Most likely, yes. Unless you have a way of communicating with them telepathically and know how they communicate, it'd be very risky.
Yeah.
The halls were silent the entire time I was there, despite them interacting. Other than the ringing of hammers in the distance.
Do they have... Are the Silver Order themselves the ones doing the smithing? Is it possible we could be prisoners of fake prisoners of a sort? Get escorted in?
most of the ones I saw were Silver Order. I didn't see any who weren't. Maybe a caravaner or two, but I think they're being exceedingly safe.
Of course. Alright.
So out of curiosity, how set in stone, no pun intended, is the figure on the throne?
Rhindrake?
Yes. He's like seated upon it, right? How heavy is he?
Let me have some quick maths.
Can I get that? Can I get the weight measurement in stones?
It's according to this. I thought he was a giant dwarf, basically. Like 8-foot tall dwarf or something like that.
Hold on. And you see him doing the numbers. And it's hard to say, given I don't know exactly what material he's made out of, both on the outside and at his core.
I mean, we got Mika and myself going. I'm pretty sure between the two of us, we can probably scoot him a little bit.
Scaling a little bit's not what I had in mind.
It's at least several thousand pounds. He was animated in life. I do not know if he is rigid in death.
I see. So we're looking at least a couple hundred stones in weight. Theoden, would you have any spells prepared to maybe make an illusion?
I can manage an illusion.
Do we want to give an illusion of this god rising to its feet?
It would certainly draw their attention. Not necessarily at us, at least until they figured out the ruse. It's worth a shot.
That's the best I got.
I'd kind of been thinking on the off chance that there was a key, like what was left of him would count as a construct, but I've got no other ideas. It would definitely get their attention and probably even help them keep them away from the door for a little bit. But the instant they figure out it's an illusion, they'll be even more paranoid.
Yeah, that would be an alarm going up pretty quick, now that you mention it, wouldn't it?
Well, regardless of what we do, I think an alarm's gonna go off anyway.
It's just a matter of how long it takes for them to figure it out. It's us and where we're going.
Maybe an illusion of Raindrake stomping about in the hallway. Or out on the road.
Would certainly lead to a manner of confusion. Might be a bit easier to pick up what is going on. Either option should work, either making it look like he's standing or look like he has somehow bypassed the guards inside. Would lead to quite a bit of confusion until they figured it out. At least by just a few minutes.
Could sneak in and quickly take out whoever's guarding the inner door. Get in there and maybe, I don't know, block the door, bar the door from coming after us for a bit.
The idea.
I sealed myself indoors before. Not hard to do it again.
Also, I'm not sure how much more of a plan I can think of. Get in the inner temple and to try to continue to sneak about till we can get to the main forge.
No, that about covers the gist of it.
Speaking of the forge, what are we trying to accomplish exactly? Are we going to take it with us?
I doubt we'll be able to carry the entire forge itself out, but I can check for any magical tampering while we're there. And if nothing else, recover what remains of the embers, so that they might be properly returned once the situation has been properly dealt with. We mostly want to keep it out of their hands, as it is blessed with the Reindrake's divinity.
Which divinity is that?
The divinity over smithing.
Huh.
The high priests of Reindrake's temple would often use the forge to craft items that would eventually go on to be relics. Items that would be passed on down through generations of the dwarven lines. Things that far surpass what mortals would otherwise be able to create. The last thing we need them doing is using it to make as many tide-turning weapons and armor as they can before the final confrontation.
Not wrong about that.
In case we need to do any other damage. I think I've still got that void steel chisel if we need to. If we run into something unexpected we may need to do some destruction on. We don't want them to have.
I'll be sure to keep an eye out. Alright.
Reeves to lead us in being sneaky.
Either him or myself.
We can split the difference.
He just nods at that. I'll focus on the magic then, you focus on leading.
Gives a bit of a salute.
I've got an invisibility potion in case I can't sneak for beans today. I've been practicing!
Also, how well are all of you at... Alright, I suppose the broader question is, how familiar are you with being under the earth?
Mika just grins.
Tripwire is basically just caves.
I mean, we were at a mine one time, but that's kind of it for me.
Expect a very similar experience in Kerndoral. The air is heavy and thick on the lungs. Nothing that should prove dangerous, but just be aware that it may be a lot harder to breathe than you're used to. I'm sure you'll be able to compensate, but want to make sure you keep it at the forefront of your mind so it doesn't catch you off guard.
Lana just kind of like sticks out her chest a little bit, and it goes, I don't know, I can hold my breath for, how much is, okay. How long is the usual amount of time for holding breath?
Hold on.
Because it only says, it says as usual, and I don't know what that means.
As usual.
You can
Come on.
hold your breath for a number of rounds equals to 5 plus your constitution modifier.
5 plus constitution. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm sorry, calculator.
Yep. So that times 6 is seconds.
Okay, 5, okay. 5 plus charisma is 4. So that's 9 times 6. And then I multiply that by 25.
Oh, it's
And then
25 times longer?
Yeah!
Jesus
And then-
fucking Christ.
And then I guess I divide that by 60 to get minutes?
Yes.
Okay. I can hold my breath for 20 minutes. And Lana just kind of like stands there all proud. I timed myself the other day.
And
Why?
I think you could be fine.
Yes, you never know when you might need to hold your breath for 22 and a half minutes.
If you needed to hold your breath for 22 and a half minutes, wouldn't you have more pressing concerns in your hand?
I mean, look. And that's all.
Well, if I don't think we need to hold our breath necessarily, but I think taking more measured breaths is what I think is being relayed to us. If I had to shake a
It's just
guess at it.
breath control. But it sounds like Lana has that under control. It takes quite considerable lung capacity and breath control to manage something like that.
Got the good
Fair
lungs.
Alright. With that, do you all have any other questions for me? Alright. Then I'll leave you all to your devices. Whenever Nara gives us the signal, we shall depart, and I'll lead you down our so familiar path.
What?
Alright. So, let's swap over to the proper map.
Oh boy.
So,
Hello, motherfucker.
let's set the scene for how Theoden brought you into this situation. He's a double agent. No.
Hi, I'm Reeves, and you may be wondering how I got myself into the situation.
How we
Well,
got caught when we spawned into the map.
Exactly.
So, as you guys were dropped a pretty decent distance outside of Kern Dural, Theoden brought you through a couple paths. Him and Rhindrake have lain through the back of the mountain. You don't even see them until you turn the corner a few feet away, as it just cuts through ridges in the mountainside, up, around, and through narrow passageways that he expands with some magic. And you guys slip through the side cracks to get to a large open entry foyer into this massive sprawling city carved into the inside of the mountain. It looks like this was a large natural cavern at some point. But the dwarves don't do anything in half measure. And there's this massive sprawling city, maybe 20 to 30 stories high, carved into the rock face that you can see. As these tens, maybe 100-foot tall statues of dwarves line the entryway into the main gates of the city. And you see caravans and patrols of Silver Order passing through all around you. But having had so much time to map out the routes, Theoden is very well prepared for this. As he slips back around the corner and gestures for you guys that it's good to go ahead for you guys to put on your ablative armor.
Okay.
Says it's about 5 minutes out from the temple from here, but this is the last safe spot. We'll have time to apply that if you need to. If anybody else needs to make any preparations, now would be the best time.
Alright, Reeves will go about priming his armor and helping Miko with hers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Miko pop pieces on her shield, so.
Yep. Also be sure to reset all your HP and spell slots if you have not done so yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lana's used spell slots are from her applying beginning of day through the whole day effects on herself.
Yep. Dark Vision, Vital Beacon, good ones. I didn't realize Vital Beacon was 24 hours. Damn.
Yeah. So Vital Beacon takes a minute to cast, and then it just lasts the whole day.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty sick, actually.
All right. So be sure that you guys pop your Ablative Armor effect on you. I think it just gives you a fuck ton of temp HP, if I believe. If I recall
40.
correctly.
Mine's for the shield specifically, so I've got it. I'm not sure if I just use it or how that goes.
Let me check. Oops.
It's a consumable, so
Ablative
the,
shield plating. Okay.
yeah, I was specifically doing her shield, not her armor. It's under a consumable, I assume. If I just
Okay, yeah,
use
your
it-
shield gains 40 temporary HP.
Yep, for an hour, so I'm not sure if I assume it tracks it for an hour. Or...
It will.
Yeah, just trying to figure out how to actually use it. That's the question. I've got it equipped, so no, there's no
Where is
use
it?
button.
Yeah, let me do it this way.
Because my shield has 136 HP, and I think that's what because the plating's equipped right now.
Hold on, it actually went up. Because you reached level 19.
Oh.
Okay. But that will allow you to block with Aegis more before your arm gets fucking nearly broken from impacts hitting it.
Yay!
Okay, so that will set the HP at 200. Oh, it's gonna do that shit. Okay. Let's move that. There we go. Alright, so you now have 200 HP on the shield.
Yay.
And it blocks 20 damage per shield block.
Damn, Giga Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I get to make some use of this thing.
Yep. So the shield will now block... Oh! Because of the way Aegis works. Let's put it this way. The shield will block up to 40 extra damage. After that extra 40 damage is eaten, it'll block like normal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
that's...
it has temp HP in the form of blocking.
Yes. Because Aegis is fucking weird.
I don't know if I've actually ever used its ability, because it's got its own, basically, silver hand thing. It just works on everybody all at once.
Yeah, I think you popped that last session
Maybe, yeah.
you played in. Yeah. One reaction, you or an allied creature within 30 feet of you would take damage from any source. Aegis shield blocks everybody within 30 feet of you for the next minute.
Yep.
That barrier disappears off an individual ally once that ally has taken damage that has been
Yeah,
blocked.
so one-time block for everybody around me.
Mm-hmm. Alright. I will keep that in mind then. So, you guys both have your extra defenses bolted on in place. And once everybody gives the nod ahead that you're good to go, you see Theoden whisper some words of magic and envelop you all in a sphere of invisibility. You see just this translucent bubble around the edge of you that seems to make everything seem a little bit distant, and all of you seem translucent to each other, but you can still see each other as long as you're within the bubble, and you know everybody is currently in the bubble and hasn't left. So as you guys start sneaking forward, I need everybody to roll me stealth checks. You will get bonuses from following the expert on Reeves or Theoden. I think they're both legendary sneak. Hey! Good rolls.
She's been practicing.
Wow!
Wow.
I rolled a
that's
2.
and it's still a 38. With Theoden, that's a 41 still. That's a 45, that's a 48. What are the others? The nice thing about having 2 fucking legendary stealth boys. Okay. And what about you, Ryan Drake? Lamau. Okay. He's trying his best, man.
We didn't take him because he was quiet.
No, you did not. You took him because he has a bag full of high explosives and knowledge of how dwarven tough stuff works. Alright. So, you guys are sneaking past. Let me check something real quick up ahead. What is the average here? Okay, so that's 48, 45. Oops. 1. Okay. What about you? Alright. So, as you guys are all sneaking through, Theoden spots a patrol as he's checking this small device that he's holding in his hand, and nods to himself about what he sees before pocketing that and slowly guiding you guys along as this squad slowly moves up into the distance here. And you guys stay a safe distance behind them all. And you see them begin to slowly head inside. After you see another 6 guards head out and head westward down the hallway. So, as the guards file in, and you see the last of them slip by, the gate slowly begins to close, and under Theoden's guidance, you guys slip in and are extraordinarily careful, as you do. And you hold your breath for a long moment as the automated gate swings closed behind you, and slowly you see the guards begin to disperse and head south as the 2 Silver Order members, the leader and the funny little armored man right here that you've never seen that type of Silver Order knight before, seem to be standing before each other in a rigid stance, not saying anything out loud, before eventually the other one gives a quick salute and then heads off. And he follows along behind him. Where were you supposed to go, sir? Alright. Oh, whoops. One of them was actually supposed to stay up there guarding the fucking cannons. But carefully, following along behind them and staying within Theoden's range, you manage to ever so carefully in a single file line. Pop down before the door closes, and you made it in, just barely making it past the check. And thus you are all in the hallway. And where would you guys like to go? You all hear a voice inside of your head, as I should remember to put this all on you before we get going. Oh no. Okay. The telepathic bond that Theoden has set up kicks into use and says, "Right. It looks like they didn't manage to spot us thus far. We should probably head east from here, away from the barracks, and then figure out what we want to do with that distraction we previously talked about."
All right, I'll take point.
Yep.
So I guess we're trying to head east to that big hallway,
Yep, you remember it was north and to the east.
north into the east.
And I will assume you are all walking together as a group within the bubble for now.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It is just awkward to do so with free movement.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at the hallway, this door should lead into it. I
That
think.
Hold on, let me do it this way. Because your characters were very keen on remembering all of this, so I should probably let you be able to view it.
I thought it was the door to Mika's side when you were explaining.
Oops. Configure, show navigation, all players. Alright, you can check the floor plan there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The floor plan is now an option at the top if you ever need to check where you are relative to things.
Oh. So yeah, that barracks room is to the right of the pool, I think.
Yes. So we'll need to continue a little ways down.
Mm-hmm.
I think I misunderstood which room was the barracks. I was thinking it was this room.
Yeah, that is a barracks, but it was one that you didn't need to really deal with.
Gotcha.
Alright, so you guys open up into the big hallway north of the auditorium. And you remember from here to the east is Rhindrake's corpse, and to the south of you is the audience hall. What would you all like to do?
For how Rhindrake's throne set up, does it provide cover to these doors? From like immediately the doors further to the south?
Rhindrake's throne is to the east of you.
Oh,
It's that side room that has the throne right in front of the big fire.
I see. So the room south of us where his corpse is on display, that's just flat.
His corpse is on display to the east in that room.
Oh,
And the. Oh,
Yeah,
Okay,
he is
I
still sitting on
okay.
his throne.
okay, I misunderstood. I thought he was on display in the main hallway.
Nope, unfortunately not.
Okay, well. What can Reeves perceive in the room beyond?
If you're going to open up the door, or are you just asking what you can see down the hallway?
The door.
Alright, if you're going to open the door, I will need a stealth check.
Let's see.
Okay. Let me check these silly lads. Okay. You are free to reposition around the door to look around.
Okay. Over the mind link, Reebs will say. Alright, well, we found our statue friend.
Yep. And I should just note, as previously described, he is just sitting there on the throne with his hands crossed on his lap and his head resting on top of said hands.
Okay.
Is there anybody in there?
There's two of these new looking silver folks.
New looking how?
Well, you saw one of them earlier.
Did I? I don't remember which one.
There was a fancy new type of silver order standing guard at one of the entryways.
Gotcha. Okay, I didn't catch it when I looked at the icons then.
So we can either kick up a stink now, or we can try and see the path that help would likely come down to well, where help is most likely to route down from.
Let's see here. How much longer do we have with our spell, Theoden?
Maybe a minute or two.
We should probably haul down toward the inner temple as much as we can then.
I'd say we probably want to slip through the main door, if possible. If we
Yes.
head down this side route and they try to come that way as well, there will be no way for us to get around them.
I thought exactly.
Alright. Yeah, we should do that while we still can.
One second.
Hello?
Hello. Sorry, I was
Oh.
checking something.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's just it got really quiet for like a word.
Somebody had asked me a question about something. Right. Yeah, you guys said you were heading back through the main doors then.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Oops. How you doing, buddy? Okay. All right. Oh, right. Are we going to cast the illusion on his throne itself, or are we just going to make the illusion in the direction of his throne to try to draw the guards away once we're inside?
Whichever you think is more likely to keep the ruse up for as long as possible.
It'll probably draw them away farther if we do it on the throne itself.
I'm good for that then.
Right.
Alright. And you see Theoden focus for a moment before quietly muttering something to himself. And let me roll saves on these dipshits. Okay. Okay. What's your DC, my good sir? Alright. So, you see him drop that spell, and there's a rumbling, and it seems like a rumbling. As it sounds like the grinding of stone and the shifting of a massive amount of weight as you see Ryan Drake pop his helmet on his head onto the neck slot and with his other free hand grab the armrest and slowly begin to push himself up as you see the two guards snap to attention and hear movement from your south into the west as Theoden quietly closes the door and is going to gently pop that open for you guys to slip inside as you see more figures popping out from the west and people rallying, and you figure, yeah, this is probably a good time for us to not fucking be here.
Yes.
Yep.
And we're going to slip you through the door as you see these two folks running off this way. So, we're gonna do a little shimmy sham down here.
Quietly haul balls.
Yep. As you see them slip to the side, and you see Ryan Theoden approach one of the doors, and just a flicker of blue across his eyes before he mutters something, and you see these deep dwarven runes around the lock flicker out of existence for a moment before he produces a lockpick, jimmies with it for a second, and then slips the door open for you all to head inside. Whoops. Alright. We likely won't have much time. I can already feel that one of them has dispelled the illusion. So if we're going to lock the doors, now would be the best time to do so.
All right. Are there any natural bars right here, or?
Built-in locks, but they probably have keys for them. And Ryan Drake scoffs for a bit and says, "Not for long, they don't." And you see him pull these two canisters from. You see him reach down. There's two canisters in his bag as he pulls one of them up, along with some scrap plate, and holds it up to the lock between the two doors, and just strikes the bottom of the canister, and you hear it start hissing and sizzling as he just smashes this cylindrical block of thermite into the metal, and you just feel a rush of heat as he flash welds the plate to the door and the thermite brick along with it. Just kind of holds it there for a moment as it sizzles before it just completely fuses all three of them together. And he says, "That'll hold them for a little bit."
Yeah, a little bit.
Dang.
Now let's just hope we don't need that door.
Well,
At the very least, they'll be sure to kindly open it up for the next few minutes. We'll just have to ready a distraction before then if we need to get out.
well, I'm gonna arm some added insurance.
By all means.
And with that, I'm gonna have Reeves use. Where is it? I'm just gonna have him like fix that, like dead center.
I love that. Hold on. Does that make an object? No, it doesn't. That's unfortunate. Hold on. Journal. Alright, can I drag that into here? No, but I can get it from here. Equipment. Alright, and then we just drop that on the map. There we go.
So,
Alright.
I guess we'll know they're coming.
Alright. So, and good timing as well. The spell's about to drop. As you slowly see the translucence barrier around you guys fade away, and you flicker back into reality.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Yep. Alright. So, what would you guys like to do?
all right, straight to the forge or to the reliquary, guys.
Since we're not invisible anymore, I could book it real quick and see if the reliquary is open.
Mika's gonna, even though Londrake was saying that, yeah, there's probably no constructs here of much any sort, she's gonna kind of try to use the key and check and see if there's anything in the nearby vicinity at least. Doesn't trust the Silver Order not to be all using newfangled stuff.
What's the radius on that? Is just something you can see?
Let me take a look. Its radius is... okay. Yeah, it is visual, sorry.
Okay. I will let you know if you see anything.
Yeah, but it's construct pretending to be something normal.
Oh, I just keep forgetting about all the things that Mika has that makes this mission funny. Okay.
I think we'd used the key before, like kind of like as a sensing thing a little bit, but yeah, she's technically got to see it.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. I'll keep that in mind then. So I believe there's a question Lana posed of, would you guys like her to run ahead to check the reliquary, or do you guys want to do something else?
We can definitely check it, but I think I'd rather get down to those southeast rooms. Those might be
I
less
mean-
likely to be under guard.
If you want to head down there, trust me, I'll catch up.
Fine by me. If you bring the train down to the zone, then we'll deal with that there.
Well, you just tell me where you're at and I'll get there.
Alright, I'll trust you with it then.
Alright.
Alright. If everybody wants to make a movement action, as you guys are starting to move out, Mika, I will let you know because you moved. You're getting big construct vibes from the statue here.
Oh, fucking great. Helen Drake, they do have a golem over here. She'll
30.
point at the big old statue down there.
Of fucking course they do.
Probably need
Alright.
to keep out of its line of sight, be quiet.
Lana's going to spend 5 feet of movement to deke quietly and check to see if anybody's around or if she hears any commotion.
Roll me a
35.
perception check. Let's see. With that, you hear banging coming from the hallway down here. Of like people hammering steel.
Oh, okay.
From
Yep,
down-
to the southeast.
Oh, crap. Okay.
And you hear some other clanging coming from the doorway behind the golem right there.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. In that case,
And taking a quick peek, the golem does not seem to be moving yet.
35. I have another 35 feet of movement. So we'll go ahead and shoop.
Mika's gonna motion about us going southeast away from the golem's line of sight and the clanking.
Alright.
Okay, I think that's the way we should possibly at least try to go. I don't want to stir up a golem.
I prefer to avoid it as well. Mika,
Uh-huh. Son of a bitch.
roll me 2 crafting checks, by the way.
Oh, okay. Da. Crafting 1. And crafting 2.
I think those meet it, actually.
I mean, those are pretty dang good rolls.
Mhm.
Oh, right. I can recognize that it's actually a construct and get a little bit of info about it.
Yes, you can. Alright. So, you recognize the silvery bluish metal of the first one as it is a statue / golem made out of mithril.
Oh, wow.
They tend to be very hard and resistant against most physical attacks that aren't made from adamantite. It is the second strongest metal.
Mika's gonna...
Yeah. You fancy monk fists.
Mika's gonna peek her head around Reeves to try and get a look, because she knows there's another one.
Yep, there's 2 down there, and with that 39, you just make it. As you recognize that those are definitely adamantite golems. That metal is borderline indestructible,
Alright.
and they are known to be... You weren't aware they could make golems out of adamantite.
Yeah, Mika goes a little bit pale. Just like, oh.
Outside of the bullshit that is void steel, adamantite is the strongest, most durable metal in existence. Most other weapons just shatter against it, so it'll be very tough to penetrate their defenses.
I don't think my little chisel's gonna do anything. She'll
Doesn't
relay.
your... After she relays, Reeves will say, Mika, doesn't your key there, like, can it take control over these things?
I have to basically knock it out first to try and reprogram it. Or at least, like, keep it knocked out. but I can't use it to just take over something, no.
Okay, well, there's, from what I can recall, those are the doors we need.
Yeah, them's the doors we need.
Both of you roll me Arcana or Perception checks.
Arcana or Perception.
I have Arcana.
I have an Arcana plus 2. I am not rolling Arcana.
I have Arcana and I have Unified Theory.
Alright. So, Mika, there's definitely a door there, and you see these 4 huge dwarven runes burned into it. Reeves, getting big abjuration vibes from that. You can definitely see from damage to the hinges on the door and the structure itself that these have been torn down. But it looks like somebody put them back up and is currently sealing them in place with some kind of advanced magic. Probably some sort of, with that high of a check, either some sort of warding barrier or some sort of lock that would have associated keys with it. You're not 100% sure on which, because it's very unusual magic, but considering what lies beyond it, it wouldn't be hard to guess a lock.
Okay.
Theoden,
Reasonable.
Sorry.
Yeah, Reese will relay what he sees.
Wonderful.
I don't suppose if we turn on our own embers, it'll just recognize us and let us through?
Those weren't there last time I was here, and they don't seem to be a part of the previous state of the dorm. They're likely recent additions.
I was more thinking of the golems, but
That is a possibility, but... And you see him hold up his sword that has, like, the ember burning in the pommel of it, and it's just barely, like, glowing embers. I'm not sure if they'd recognize it in the current state. Even if that was the key to them.
I thought if we could
It's worth a
possibly...
shot, though, if you want to try.
It's the only
Be
thing I
aware
can...
they might activate it if it's a failed attempt, though.
I don't know if just getting in their sight with the embers... With the embers burning would be enough to get them to let it open the doors for us, or... Are they normal-sized doors, or are they gigantic, like, you know...
Oh, they're gigantic doors.
It's like a normal, like, person wouldn't be able to open them, would probably be...
If
Considering
we...
how things have opened here previously, there might be some unseen assistance somewhere in the walls, either magically or mechanically.
Gotcha.
What were you saying, Reeves?
If we commit to trying that, there is a very, well, the very real downside is that, the golems will activate, and we might not be closer to getting the doors open. We might need to take the long way around to getting whatever keys this thing needs. But that would involve hunting them down, and I'm not sure if we have the time for that.
Most likely the quartermaster's got them.
If he did, why would he bother them to make 4 keys?
That's a point.
Aside from being quadruple safe, 4 different keys mean anything?
He shakes his head. I don't recall anything in Ryan Drake's lore about 4 being anything specific. Nor do I recall seeing anything that would make quadrants anything of particular value.
Lana, how you doing up there?
Well, I guess we can find out.
Yeah, let's
So-
let's pivot over to Lana while
Yeah.
we're scratching our heads.
All right.
Meanwhile,
So Lana quickly deeks down this hallway and just kind of spends a little action scurrying down here real quick, since it seems fairly unassuming. All right. So peering around this corner.
yeah, I was about to ask.
No, come on.
Roll me a stealth check
Okay.
for that peering action.
Yeah. Stealth, not perception. Stealth.
Oh.
That's a good roll. So, as you just poke your eye out around the corner, in the distance, flickering under the light of several lanterns pointing at them from all directions, you can see sitting atop one of what looks like, as you scan around, might be 3 similar thrones formed in a triangle around this altar in the middle of the room. Is a older dwarf whose eyes seem distant and filled with a radiant light, and just clad in this heavy, very ornate silver gold armor.
All right.
He seems to rest his hand on this giant, steel, mace cudgel that's just crackling with energy at his side.
What would Lana need to roll to do kind of like a threat assessment, or check for if this is one of the god boys, or if it's just a badass normal, or?
I will let you make a... Do you have lore of warfare?
No.
I do.
You
We're
are not
there.
here, unfortunately. I will let you then use either religion or lore of Argith.
Oh. Okay. Well, religion it is. Come on, baby, no whammies. That's fine.
They definitely seem to be radiating more magical energy. And because you rolled religion, you picked this up with that roll. They are radiating with divine magical energy.
Uh-huh.
And this is the first time they definitely look Silver Order from their garb. This is the first time you've ever seen any of them without a full helmet.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. And I guess around that point would be when it comes over the mind link. Lana just
Also,
kind of.
roll me a perception check.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Hey.
So, Lana, with that roll, you notice 2 things in particular. One, that within that room, there are not weapons on these altars.
Oh.
But what you do see is ingots.
Ingots.
1 ingot each.
Ooh.
That seems to be cut out of your vision. These
Cut,
black squares cut
Oh.
from reality.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I know
Also-
what those are.
Dangling from the neck of that funny little dwarven man at the far end of the room is this long rectangular key that seems to be pulsing with magical energy, carved in the shape of a dwarven rune.
Okay.
Fuck.
All right. Lana's gonna deke back around the corner, and it's around this point when the message comes in. She just kind of closes her eyes, and it's like, well, good news and bad news. They have void steel, 3 ingots worth, big honkin' ingots.
Bad news. That's good news. Are you kidding me?
No, it's guarded. There's 2
Not
of
for
the,
long, it ain't.
there's 2 of the new guys, and then there's one that I don't know. a silver armor guy without a helmet. Might be a god. I'm not sure. I'm really tempted to do something really stupid. Please tell me not to.
Don't. We'll be right there. All my. Oh, it's like we'll be right there.
Well, no, hang on. Listen. Can we touch Void Steel, like, with our hands? Because I might just turn invisible, sprint in, and then teleport away once I just grab what I can, and then let them chase me, because I'll get away from them. But do you guys think I could pull it off?
Mika, you are holding a shield made of pure, like, raw void steel in your hands.
I mean, you can hold it.
Like,
I mean, I'm carrying a shield made of it, but what do you do once they're chasing you?
I've got a way to get out. Don't you worry about me.
You got a way to, because we're looking at two big fancy golems and a magically locked door that we don't have keys for down here.
Mika, if they are able to catch me, we've got problems.
Don't suppose they had...
If we're going to ambush them anyway, we might as well go over there and ambush them there, as opposed to getting pincered between these two things.
Fair enough. Alright, I'll wait for you guys then.
Alright. Squad rolls up.
It's guarded. Not for long, it ain't.
Yep. Lana will, like, motion towards her thumb. It's like, look down that hallway and see if that unhelmeted guy gives you any weird god vibes. I can't quite peg.
Alright, if you want to poke your head around the corner, give me a stealth check. That's stealth.
That's stealth.
Stealthing.
Ooh, that's a good roll.
Mika's not even gonna try because she's not sneaky and not smart enough for that.
Yes. And this makes a bit more sense for a bit of sense for you, I suppose, Reeves. Seeing as you grew up around a bunch of clergy. That man definitely has the look of the style is a bit different, but the energy they give off is that of a war cleric. A heavily armored warrior of a god. So capable of casting magic and also caving your skull in with their hands.
Okay.
With
there. Oh, go ahead.
Trying to think if you would get anything else from that. And they definitely look like a particularly high level one, so you would expect very powerful spells coming off of them.
But I see the key, right?
Yes, you do see the key around their neck.
And the rune on it too?
Yes.
Alright. He's gonna put one and one together, and it's just like, alright, well, he's not a god, Lana, from what I can tell.
Alright, then we can probably take him.
But he is very likely a cleric and of Rhindrake, I would assume.
Or his replacement.
Yes. So, and just from a threat assessment point of view, he seems very capable.
I mean, yeah, but we fight capable enemies on Tuesdays, so...
I need to stress that he seems very capable of casting high level divine magic, and punching our guts in.
Well, now I really want to fight him.
Is it just him down there?
You have any idea how long I've waited for a real fist fight, Reeves? This entire time we've been on this journey.
I mean, you say that, but you use a sword half the time now.
Well, not anymore. Dawnblade is too slow.
I'm just giving you the threat assessment. I'm not saying we can't do it. I'm just saying be prepared for X, Y, and Z.
No, I think it's good, and I appreciate that. I'm just getting fired up. Just like old times.
What old times?
Our old times, when things were fun, and we just fought stupid bandits.
None of the stupid bandits we thought were endowed with great divine energy, Lana.
Well, aren't younger us's lucky then?
No, because they're not here. Well, probably yes, they're lucky because they're not here.
Say they're lucky that they got to turn into us. Anyway, come on, we doing this or not?
If he's got,
You seem pretty spun up about that void steal.
if he's got one
I
of the
mean,
keys we need, we don't have a ton of choice, do we?
yeah, that too. All right. Well, I'm gonna roll out, and
Yep.
I guess we're alpha striking this.
Let's alpha. And Lana will grab the hood of her cloak of elvenkind and just throw it on to turn invisible.
Yes. Do you have a means of becoming invisible yourself, Reeves?
Chip.
I hide good.
Okay. Allow me to assist, Mika, so we can get close.
I've got a potion.
Feel free to use
Oh, speaking of potions, yeah, Lana's gonna pop one of her quickie pots. Thank you for
Alright.
reminding me.
them. Alrighty.
Save your magic for later. And so I've been toting this
No, it's
invisibility
okay.
potion for a while, so
Alright. So pop that. Mika is now invisible. Lana is now invisible.
I do not appear to be hastened.
Uh,
Oh, I
it-
see. Apologies.
what's this enlightened presence again?
when you're within 15 feet of Lana, it gives you a +2 bonus to certain will saves.
Ah, okay.
Invisibility. Boop.
Oh, okay, I need to drag the quickened. Okay.
Actually,
Alright.
since they peeked out around the corner anyway, how far away are they?
You can measure.
Let's see.
Luckily, you and Theoden are both legendary sneaky boys, so you can stealth even without cover between you and them.
Oh.
Legendary sneak allows you to hide even without cover.
I made a shape when I didn't mean to. I don't know how that. I don't know how that worked.
There you
Okay.
go. It's the ruler on next to the.
Oh,
token.
okay. I got
Yeah.
confused.
Measure distance instead of controls. I forgot how fast Theoden was.
Yep. Lana will stealth at half of her movement speed to go 35 feet.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Reeves will stealth at his full speed. Because he can do that.
Okay. Before you guys start running off, Theoden is going to. You just see him study the target at the end of the hall for a moment before just flicking his sword around in his hand, and then he's going to follow you guys up.
Alright.
Everybody sneaking up, roll stealth. I will apply the effective modifiers. Good,
Let's
good.
go.
All right. All right. If you want to convert that to your initiative, feel free to hit the little fist next to your roll.
Oh.
Otherwise, you can roll
Oh.
perception.
I think I'll opt to roll perception.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get much higher than an 18, so you take those.
Did it work?
Yeah, if you look at the combat tracker.
Neat.
Oh.
Neat indeed.
Combat target?
The cross swords.
Oh, almost never used that.
There you go. All right. All right. So, you guys just see you see the flicker of Theoden's shadow, and he just disappears from sight as he starts winding his way around the edges. Because Jesus Christ, his fucking speed.
I mean, Lana's invisible. She's just gonna charge right up the center. She's just diving in. Leroy
Alright.
Jenkins. She assumes people will be ready to go.
Mika's
Alright.
slow while sneaking, so she's creeping
Reeves,
her
where are
way
you
up.
heading?
Reeves will head.
Oh, there are two fancy guys too.
Yep.
Yep.
Lana Mark III.
Alright. Lana, where were you going to head to start the combat?
Lana was just going to, probably just from here, she'd probably just jump straight into the War Cleric's face and just fucking dynamic entry him with a flurry.
And were you waiting for the rest of your allies to show up before doing that?
She assumes they'll be ready to go. Because
Alright.
they're all competent, so she's just gonna go.
So, as everybody's getting into place and Lana, you're getting ready to jump, you see the guy at the back of the room, his eyes pivot around as if he's looking for something, and him and the others reach for their weapons, but you guys are in position before they have a chance to act. So we're going to start the first round of combat, as it is listed here. They do not know where you, Mika and Lana are. But they were caught. One of them detected the stealth check. They just don't know where exactly in the room you all are.
I see.
I see. Okay. Well, if we're going in order,
Yep, we are.
okay. It's like over the mind link. It's like, all right, Lana, I'm gonna get you the best possible shot,
Let's party!
and then Reeves will just kind of pop out from behind the pillar, and he will shadow tap at the War Cleric.
All right, roll me hits.
Let me make sure. Oops. Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, he'll use a move just so that he can get behind him,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll roll hits.
Hit.
45, and we're just gonna teleport behind him.
Shadow tap.
And we're just going to do 44.
Also a hit.
Hell yeah. So
All right, and choose your debilitations.
my debilitations, one's we'll do debilitations for the precise strike one. So is that an extra
2d6 precision damage, or
Per strike?
flat-footed. Per strike.
Yeah. So we'll do the additional 46, I guess.
Yep, if you click precise debilitations, you can just click the 2d6 twice.
Oh, I see.
Alright, so you get in on him good.
And I'll apply it, and since we're opening up, I'm gonna do my Master Strike here too.
Alright,
Let me pull it up for you.
please do.
So,
Alright. What check are you trying? Oh, no, it's based on what they roll. Okay.
so Fortitude against my class DC,
Which is...
41.
They unfortunately rolled a 43, so they are enfeebled to 2.
Cool.
Jesus, that's actually pretty mean.
It is.
Alrighty.
And that's my turn. And that's my turn. Well, the Mind Link is like, Lana, now.
Alright. And Lana does the kicky.
Yep, Lana breaks invisibility as she is just like a diving like bomb across the room and just goes "Ah!"
God.
and then she hits him with a key strike the key strike flurry.
Hell yeah, hit me with it.
Alright, so first I need to apply key strike to her.
Yes.
Okay, force. And now we take away 1 focus point.
Your
And
first
now-
one's free.
Oh! Right. Right. And then... Where did my gauntlets go? Because it's such a... It just says fist and unarmed attack. Probably it's in there.
It's your, fist.
Oh, is this... Okay. Cool.
I updated them to actually be, hand wraps so that they apply properly to all your bullshit.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, let me
All right.
actually do this to save you time and effort. There you go.
Perfect. In that case, I'm also going to click Stunning Fist, because you never know. And then... Swing 1!
That's a crit.
Alright, swing 2!
Hit.
Alright. Crit.
Nice.
Hit.
I'm gonna opportune backstab off of that.
Yeah, just hit him with it.
What the fuck?
Fuck him up, damn.
So Lana uses the momentum of her jump to just
Also
connect
a crit.
to... Oh no, this poor man!
I'm gonna pile bunker him.
You sure? Okay. So, do you mind if I take this one? Because this is absurd.
All yours!
So, Lana, you come in with a just dive kick and you just crater in his chest armor and nearly crack through the back of the chair for a moment. And as he is coming in, what was your follow-up strike gonna be?
It can just be like a follow-up like spinning kick to the side of the head.
Yep. So as you're going for it, Reeves, you see that crack and just dig the knife through it and pile bunker it. So Lana, as you're going through with the spin kick, the body is just launched forward with insane force as your foot connects with his neck, and you just decapitate him with the kick as his body's thrown across the room.
Christ.
Lana just looks towards Reeves and be like, I thought you said he'd be dangerous!
You guys do a lot of burst damage.
Jesus H. Christ.
I did. That's why that's why I pile bunkered him, Lana.
Fair enough.
Rest in peace, all that man's level 9 spell slots, I guess.
Oh.
Oh no.
Alright.
I salute you, good sir.
Oh my
Alright.
God.
Alright, anything else on your turn, Lana?
So that was 2 total actions, I
Yep.
guess.
She still didn't get her fist fight.
No, it's fine. Maybe someday. Um. She's just gonna. What she'll probably do is she'll probably turn around, and then with her second 2 actions, she will. Oh no, one of them's a hasted action. Okay, that's fine.
You already used it to move. That's fine. You
Oh,
have 2
that's right,
normal
that's right.
actions.
Okay, she is going to pop a 2nd level, echoing weapon onto herself.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's no status to bring over, I guess. We'll just kind of do the counties.
Yep.
But that'll be her turn.
Alrighty. Next up is the boy Theoden. So being the funny little lad that he is, alright. So he's going to shift his attention to this guy from the south, and you guys just see him slip from the shadows casually as he just comes around to the side. Let's see. That is a hit. So as they're going to reach for the weapon, just with the casual grace of a man that has done this about 1,000 times, just slips behind their point of view and drives the sword up underneath the armpit armor and just drives it into their chest cavity before pulling it free as Theoden does a little assassinate.
Ooh.
So that's going to be bop, and then bop. Okay, so that's going to be... because it's the only way he does any damage with a normal sword hit. Do that, and then bop. These boys are beefy. Okay. And then he enters a defensive stance, and that is the end of his turn.
Ooh, Hearthguard.
Yes. So, this man is going to stand up and ready his weapons as an action. And looking at the targets he has, he wouldn't see Reeves behind the throne, so he's going to charge for Lana. As they charge in and go to bring their the axe they have in their hands down on you. That's a 52 to hit, which I think is just a hit. Yeah, you have 45 AC. Okay. So, bop.
I was muted, sorry. Yeah, I confirmed that.
There you go. And 34 to hit as he immediately drops into a shield wall stance.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and his funny friend. Stand up as an action. Okay, and then he is going to make a shield shove against Theoden. So that's a bop. Oh, your tiny bitch boy AC, Theoden. I'm sorry for what's about to happen to you.
Oh no!
Oh, no. Not my boy! Oh!
Ooh.
Alright, how far back does that push him? That's 10 feet. As Theoden is thrown back 10 feet as he gets stabbed with the sword and then slapped away with the shield. Seems to be a bit caught off guard by how this man is basically fine from having a sword buried about 1.5 feet into his chest cavity. And the man is going to follow after him after the move.
Oh no, this guy's cool. These guys are cool.
Hearthguards are legit. Alrighty. Mika, you are up then.
Alright. Seeing Theoden get a little bit bitch slapped. Yeah.
Hell yeah,
He's
get into
gonna
position.
move and then sudden charge into the man. And take a swing.
Alright. That hits. Just barely with flanking.
Yay. Take it.
Alright.
That is... Yeah, 3. That's it. I'm not sped
Alright.
up or anything funny.
Alright. If you sudden charged that was only 2 actions.
I had to move to be able to sudden charge, because sudden charge is only a
okay.
single,
Sudden charge is move twice and then strike.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, strike twice. God damn it.
Yep,
Oh.
so if you want, you have 1 extra action.
Let's see here. We'll try swinging.
And then Reed, you're on deck.
Try swinging again. I can patch Theoden up after this.
Alrighty. That's a hit. Go for it. Yeah, whittle these fuckboys down. He is going to... How much?
Seeing Lana and Reeves just cave in the priest, like, alright, they can handle the other one, it's fine.
Alright, he's going to shield block that and reduce the damage taken by 15. As he turns to spin and meet you. Bop. Okay. Reeves, you're up. Lana, you're on deck.
Let's see. Alright. I am going to shadow tap. But the 2-action version.
Alright.
Actually, so I got a couple of melee attacks off, which means my crossbow can be reloaded. That's still
Correct.
a move, or is that free?
It's free to reload.
Okay. So he will reload the crossbow and take a shot.
That is a... Is this a normal shot or a shadow tap?
This is shadow tap.
Okay, that is just barely a crit then.
Oh, cool.
Funny boys. Okay. Against the one next to Lana or the one next to Theoden?
The one next to Lana.
Alright. He is definitely going to shield block that.
Okay. Well,
It obliterates, like, just caves in the shield.
oh,
But...
nice. And I'll apply additional 6 damage.
Alright.
And then I'll move twice to get over here, and I'll step twice to move over there, and bury the knife into him.
Alrighty.
No dice.
No dice. Alright.
But
Lana, you're up.
for my last action, I'm going to do preparation,
Alright.
and we'll call it good.
Okie dokie.
Alright. Lana, much to everybody's surprise, is going to uncharacteristically try to open up a can of whoop ass.
What? No.
Not Lana.
Oh, hey, it rolled true. Okay.
That's a hit.
Alright, flurry hit number 2.
Also a
yeah.
hit. Do it.
Alright. Punch. Also, the big, hardy, shield, strong man needs to make a fort save. I'm sure he's terrified.
Just barely makes the second one, makes the first one.
Does it do 2 fort saves, or?
You hit twice.
Let me check the description for stunning flows. I think it's 1 time. But... Feats. Class feat, Stunning Fist. When you target the same creature with 2, if either of them hits, you can try to stun.
Okay,
Okay, so it's just one attempt at the save.
gotcha. Okay,
So it failed, or it made it?
it failed.
Oh, okay, stunned one.
Sorry, he failed to fail the check. My brain is stupid. He rolled a 50.
Oh, okay, then he's good. Never mind.
Okay, yep, stab him. That's a hit.
And I'll do my Master Strike on this.
Alrighty.
Alright. We're already up to a +4 echoing weapon damage, by the way.
So that's 37 damage, and he needs a fort save. He rolled a 40.
That fails. So he is paralyzed for 4 rounds.
What?
Oh!
What?
All right, Master Strike Lamau.
Oh my god!
What did you? Okay.
What does paralyzed do in this?
Makes him very sad for himself in a moment.
Your body is frozen in place. You have the flat-footed condition and can't act except to recall knowledge and use actions that require only use of your mind.
god!
Your senses
Ow.
still
So
function.
mean.
Your senses still function, but only in the areas you can perceive without moving your body, so you can't seek while paralyzed.
How often can you do that?
Once a day,
per day
on.
per target.
Yes.
Oh my god!
I love rogues.
Dear God.
I've been waiting for this for 19 levels.
Oh my god!
That's fucking awful.
Okay! Holy shit!
What ability was that?
It says level
Master Strike.
19 passive. If he hits
Oh.
a flat-footed creature, they have to make a fort save, and depending on the roll. Oh, that's not even the worst one. If they crit fail, Reeves can just kill them.
Oh
Yes.
Jesus. All right.
Anyway, so for her last 2 actions, let's go ahead and try to see if we can get some errant swings in. Do either of those hit?
He's paralyzed. I don't know what happens now.
It just makes him flat-footed. So you're trying to land these solid strikes, and he's not moving, but Jesus Christ, this armor's fucking thick.
God damn.
Lana's actually compensating for movement, so one of them whiffs when he just freezes, and she's like, what?
And then she tries to strike him hard when he's not moving, and you're like, oh wait, that's like 2 inches of metal. What the fuck?
Yeah. So 4 more damage from echoing weapon, and that'll be it for Lana's turn. Oh my god.
That's terrifying.
Oh, rogues.
See, don't I get movement for doing a backstab? Oh, I can. After using opportune backstab, you can step or stride as a free action. In that case, I'm gonna move over here.
What? Why'd you do that? Alright. What do we want to do? Let's do this. Because Theoden doesn't want to get punched in half. Yeah, let's go with that. Theoden's gonna look at these heavily armored men decked out in their armor and say, that looks like it takes a long time to take off. And you see him make a gesture towards them.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, Theoden's about to be a bad boy.
Theoden's committing war crimes, don't worry about it.
Don't worry
Theoden's
about it.
about to be a bad boy.
Alright.
Oh, shit.
What level? You can cast that at 4th level, Theoden.
It's just rude.
Oh no.
So rude.
I love the spell. It's so heinous. I love it.
The war crime spell.
He's not just heating metal. What is he doing?
Just absolutely needlessly cruel.
Hey, they shouldn't have woken up and decided to wear all that metal. That's on them.
It's true, they picked the wrong team.
Oh my god.
So that's going to be /R. Oh, that's a crit fail. That's Theoden's getting his revenge. He is upsetty. So that's going to be 8d6. And you're gonna go ahead and just take 8d8 persistent fire damage
Oh,
because you
no.
crit failed.
Oh no.
Did he
Sorry,
seal him?
8d4.
Did he tin
Okay.
canned him?
Yeah, we're gonna go add that to
Oh.
you.
Like his armor's starting to glow red, and it's just.
Oh,
ugh.
that man is just glowing white hot.
Oh, that poor
Oh.
bastard.
Oh. Oh.
Ooh,
Oh no.
Oh god. Ugh.
This is. Oh, this is terrible. One of them's
Ooh.
paralyzed, and the other's like a freaking walking microwave.
Oh, that is.
And that's the end of his turn. The man over there just T-poses.
Oh.
Oh my god. That's just, yep.
Alright, what are you gonna do, sir?
Cry.
Important Theoden question. Do you have the funny elf ability, before I forget? Do you have elf step? I didn't give you any ancestry feats, so no you don't. That's unfortunate for you. What are we gonna have you do? This man's
Oh.
not about to stride past the entire team to go protect his friend. That's
Hey, thanks for telling me that elf step is a thing. I'm gonna freaking hawk that shit onto my elf character.
Elf is great. uh
Actually, I might already have it.
Seeing the mage, this man is going to take a baby boy step and punish him for his naughty behavior. He did a step, it doesn't allow you to use reactions against it.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to see if I had anything handy for this, because I do have some stuff.
You do have your ability to take a step and then shield block.
Yeah, or take a
Battle
step,
medicine, yeah.
battle medicine, and one or the other.
Alright, what are you gonna do this, man? Okay, that's a hit instead of a crit. That's better. And that's a holy shit, he missed. For reference, Theoden's AC is 40.
Oh.
That's not terrible.
Well, I'm gonna toss this out there for the one that hit.
I appreciate that. As does Theoden. That's minus 21. Are you doing anything as a reaction as the strike's going off, Mika?
If he gets hit, then yeah, she'll do the reaction to dive and shield block it.
Alright. That's minus 41. You guys, so as he's swinging down, you guys see these chains wrap around to slow the weapon, and Mika, you dive between it. It nicks some of the plates, so your weapon your ablative shield takes 3 damage, but you guys stop the entirety of the damage from reaching him collectively.
Hey.
Whee! Okay. And with that, it's Mika. It's your turn. Oh, he fucking saved it immediately. What a bitch.
Aw.
Aww.
So you see, as he's fighting, he just stands, he like stomps the weapon into the ground, and there's just these runes light up across his armor, and just this, as this warm, almost like burning hot wave of steam washes over you. And Theoden's just like, oh fucking Christ.
He just like shrug like, alright, fine, just start wailing on the guy.
Yeah, beat his ass.
Yeah, punk. That's not gonna do it.
That's a hit.
Alright.
As you hit him with the bonk.
And we'll certain strike this last one. Yeah. So
That is a critical failure, unfortunately.
gotcha. So
Yeah,
even-
they
it
got
just says
big
failure.
ways. Yeah,
This
it
is-
only counts for a normal failure.
Oh, okay.
Alright, and with that, back at the top of the turn, order Reeves. Whoops, Reeves, you're up.
Got a tap.
These Mika's turns are fast.
Mhm.
The reload shadow tap. for 39,
Does not hit.
even with flanking.
Even with flanking.
Dang.
They have a
well,
lot of AC.
well, he'll step up and that's not gonna cut it either.
It is not.
So he will. Let's see. So as part of Shadow Tap, can I use my second step after attempting to hit him?
Yes.
Okay. He's gonna move over there, and I'm going to use. So let's see. Reload was free. Shadow Tap was 2, putting me here. So I have 2 actions left.
Yes. If
So
you're hasted.
yes. So one of them is going to be preparation, and the other is going to be a searing restoration into Theoden.
Hell yeah, roll me that healing.
Let's see. Um.
And you roll the exact amount to put him back at full HP.
Yeah, it's like slight pinch.
As you just explode this burning salve all over him that instantly sears all his wounds shut and then heals them so there's no even scars. It's like, unconventional, but thank you.
Of course. And that's my turn.
Lana, you're up.
Yep. Lana has a moment to just like look over her shoulder and be like,
Oh, oops.
Go ahead, Lana.
she just kind of looks over her shoulder and is like, really, you guys left me here to beat on the guy who can't fight back? Well,
Unfortunately, a bit preoccupied at the moment.
yeah, understandable, and honestly, they're probably mind-like screaming for reinforcements right now, so, sorry, guy. And she'll just go and start with flurrying the paralyzed man.
Alright, hit me with it. That is a 44,
Yeah, sure is.
which hits.
Hey, monk. Aw. Alright. So we got 1 hit.
Mhm.
And I'm not, like, come on.
There's no real point.
No real point. For the remaining 2 actions. Alright, let's map out what we know. Low 40s AC. 24. Actually, no, it's 26 to hit. Therefore, I would need to roll, like, in the high teens in order to actually hit with -8s. YOLO.
Yeah.
Hey, that does it.
Alright.
So
Is
we
that-
got 1. Roll me that crit.
Alright, just cheeky punch.
That'll do it.
Oh.
It doesn't kill him, but he's not doing great.
Does the 4 damage you take from echoing weapon do it?
No, he still has a little bit left.
Alright. Cool. And
hold
that's
on.
Lana's it.
Holy shit, man.
What?
He's also blinded.
Oh god.
Oh.
Poor fucker.
Oh, from the brilliant rune?
Mm-hmm. So now
Paralyzed.
his AC is even lower.
Oh my
no.
god.
Okay, Theoden, you're up.
This is bullying.
You're Unexpected bullying,
we-
yeah.
Look, we really wanted that Void Steel, alright, guys?
Agreed. I really wanted that Void Steel.
Same.
And Theoden is going to. What do we want to do with you, Theoden? Does this have a somatic component? It does. And you see Theoden, the light seems to almost catch him weird for a moment as he lets out a weary sigh and looks towards the man. Just the two of you, as you're the ones looking towards the man next to him. Reeves at the corner of your eye, and Mika, you looking in Theoden's direction. You see his form almost seem to flicker for a moment, despite him not casting a spell. And he's going to, at close range, cast another funny little spell to this man, because he's really tired of this. That's a failure, my dude. Resto and pesto. And they're going to swing on Theoden, and they're going to roll a d20. And they're going to miss. As they go to swing on him, and just as you go to swing, it looks like it's going to hit for a moment before that flickering effect kicks in, and you see that Theoden is actually a couple inches away from the blade before he dives back in and just extends his sword outwards, and the blade almost seems to extend in a linear line and just pins him to the floor as he casts Impaling Spike on him. So that is going to be Bop, and you are now immobilized. Fuck you.
Theoden is very, very tired.
Alright, and that's Theoden's turn. That guy's just gonna sit there and slowly burn to death now. And this man having gotten the mind link from his friend about how dangerous you are, Reeves, is
Why?
going to make a
I'm just a
shield
little
shot.
guy.
You're just a little guy. That's a 54 to hit.
Oh my
That's
god.
That's a crit.
I already used my reaction, so I can't.
I can only use my thing on other people, right?
Correct. Mika,
Okay.
you used your reaction, but you had a turn since then, so your reaction came back.
Oh, okay. So I will use my reaction to shield block. Try
Alright.
and help Reeves out. Because that moves me,
Yep.
I think.
There goes your ablative armor, but probably for the best.
That's fine. That's what it's for.
That's going to be 57 damage reduction. So Reeves, you take 31 damage.
Jesus,
God.
even through that.
Fucking
Uh-huh.
hell.
Oh wait, is that with my temp HP?
You just don't take damage. Your shield
Oh.
HP ate most of it, so you have 9 ablative armor left. So you see this man just instantly flick his sword around and go to dive it into your heart. And Mika gets through there, and you see it shatter through her armor and into yours, and you like panic and pull back for a second as it just slices through part of your armor. You're like, wow, this is a good idea.
Success!
He then backhands you with the shield and knocks you back 10 feet.
Success!
He can't knock you away 10 feet directly, so you're going to go over here. And then he's going to swing once on Theoden. And miss. Alright, he's having a good day. He's going to die soon. Alright, Mika, you're up.
Alrighty. Can't do anything fancy. You're just gonna. Let's see here. 'Cause I don't think I've got anything useful here. Alright, we're gonna take a swing. Pop.
Let's see. Theoden is going to use his reaction as he sees you swinging to step over here, and that just barely turns it into a hit.
Oh, thank you very much, Theoden.
This gives you a bow as you smash into this man. Alright.
Alright. Let's keep on smashing.
That unfortunately is a miss.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. Alright, and then let's see here. Same weapon. Alright, certain strike it again.
That's a hit.
Hey! Every single damage roll has been 32, I swear to God. Every single one of them.
Alright.
And
With that, I think we're back at the top of the turn order.
Saying it's my turn, it's lying. It's not.
Oh, it's because I must have hit next turn as Mika ended their turn.
Huh. Yeah, every single damage roll I've done has been 32. Every single one of them.
Huh.
That's kind of weird. I'm just scrolling back through.
Reeves is gonna dive back in with his bayonet.
Mm-hmm.
Stabby, stabby.
Nope.
Unfortunately not, no.
That?
That's a hit, though.
Cool. I'm gonna Master Strike this.
Yeah, fuck this man.
Yeah,
many-
fuck this man.
How many of those do you get?
One per target.
Oh.
Per day.
Oh.
42. He is also paralyzed. Oh, no, wait, no, he's just enfeebled too, sorry.
Yep, in people too.
Imagine the audacity of making the save paralyzed.
Yeah.
That'd be brutal.
This man is barely alive.
I'm going to try one more attack. Nope.
Unfortunately, no.
And that's my turn.
Alright, Lana, you're up.
Alright. Lana's just kind of like, well, it's either you or me, buddy. I'm sorry it had to come to this. And she's only going to do a normal strike against this man. And we'll see. 44.
Yep, that's a hit. Alright.
If it's enough, she tries to do it like kind of gently. You know what I mean? Like she's not trying to like
Non-lethally.
not non-lethal, but she's just trying to like
Make
make
it quick
sure-
and painless.
quick and painless and with a bit of dignity. Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Just barely hanging on.
Oh no. All right. 33. Wait. No, there's no way.
Alright, you're still at multiple attack penalty -4.
Oh, that's true. All right,
That's
there
it.
we go. Now she tries to do it. The way
Rest in
she-
peace, good sir.
Yep.
So you do the follow-up strike, and he's just barely hanging on there. And you see him kind of like woozy and dazed, and just as you do the strike next to his head, you see his eyes follow it for a moment, and while he's distracted, you just get with the other side and just snap the neck.
Yep. Lana just kind of sees him fall over and just kind of spends the rest of her turn just kind of going, hey, whatever. And then she'll end her turn.
Alright. And Theoden, let's put this man down. Give him a nice little rest. Theoden is going to take a... I'll just take a swing. It's easier that way. Just enough. It's not enough. It's not a lot of damage, but it is enough damage. So as he's going to rear back to swing on you, following him slipping around their side, you just see Theoden slip behind them and using his height, line up the strike from behind and just slide the blade down the back of the armor and into the spine as you see them stand rigid for a second before he pulls the blade free and they just drop dead. Thank you for the assistance.
Hopefully we kept him busy enough to not call for help. But...
And if it's telepathic, they almost certainly did. We better get going.
Not
Let's
without our
make sure that we
prize.
got.
Yeah.
Right. Make sure we have the runes and the ingots. Let's get moving.
Yeah, Mika grabs the key.
And you see Theoden ping it with detect magic for a second, so he recognizes the signal it's giving off before letting one of you take it.
Okay.
Alright. Alright, let me record that you guys got those. This is the finest void steel that any of you have seen. By far.
Yeah.
It's not just random hunks of scrap. It looks almost like a solid bar.
How much does one solid bar make?
Hold on.
Because they each had one, so.
Hold on. I need to find the proper word for what it is. What is an ingot? Okay, and making material out of it. Each of those is enough to make one bulk worth of items.
Okay. All
Dang.
right. So okay, well we'll talk more about that later. That sounds
Yeah,
cool though.
I'll
That's
say,
what-
yeah, I'm just writing it down. So, 3 ingots of standard grade void steel. 1 bulk of items each. I will say, none of you know how to fucking craft with void steel.
Yeah.
So I thought Theoden was the only one who had a clue how to do anything with that, so...
The guy you rescued from the
Oh, that's right, the Hell Knight.
yeah, the Hell Knight you guys rescued, he had a way to craft with low grade stuff, which was essentially just dispersing it into a sheet of metal and shaping the metal around it. This is like, it feels almost completely solid in your hands.
Well, if nothing else, we've got it and they don't, so... Alright.
Yeah. This.
All of you
big.
roll me perception or crafting checks, though.
Perception or crafting.
Mhm. So, as Reeves, you're looking over the ingot, excited to finally get some fucking good stuff, and you just barely catch it as you're getting ready to look it away, and you notice tiny little hairline fractures across the ingot. Enough to make you realize this isn't a fully solid chunk, but it's basically 99% void steel.
It's like finally some pure. Well, it's an alloy.
Still... It's better quality than what we've been using, I guess? But...
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. This is very good stuff. This is very good stuff.
Yeah,
But it's
this is going to be like 95% void steel versus like the 60 to 80% you've been working with.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright, let us move. We got more
To give us an
keys.
extra punch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So you guys catch up, and you hear Theoden check in with Londrake, and he says, no sign of anybody down here yet.
Huh. I wonder what they're up to, then.
Where was Londrake hanging out at?
He was at the bottom, he was hanging back here,
Gotcha.
just
Okay.
keeping an eye out, because there's no way in fuck he was getting into a fight with a big man.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, Lana, they might be organizing their forces outside.
Yeah, or going to reinforce the furnace.
Oh, they're banging on that door something fierce, but it's holding.
All right.
What?
All right. Well, we have, I presume, one key. I'm not sure if this will work for the whole door.
It matches one of the symbols, and you see Theoden looking around, and his eyes are just glazed over with this light hazy blue before he stops and looks at the door to the south. Think we might have another one.
You seeing bodies in there, or?
Not with this magic, I just see that there are at least 2 magical objects in the room, one of which is arcane.
Lucky.
Is there still banging sounds coming from in those rooms? Because that's where we heard it from before, right?
No, the bang is coming from the door you guys barricaded.
Oh, okay. I thought when we first came
and
in.
the banging was like smithing banging coming from the southeast.
Okay, so it's in that vicinity somewhere.
Yeah.
All right.
But not from this door. As you're getting close, you don't hear banging from this door.
Okay.
Well-
Well, I'm gonna trap Finder in this door.
All right. Let me roll perception check for you. You check the edges of the door, you check underneath it, you check the lock, you check the handle. No extra pressure, no signs of tripwires, no hidden runes. It looks like the door is safe.
All right. He's going to see if the door is unlocked.
It is.
Oh. Okay. He's gonna throw it open.
Yep. Lana hunkers down in case they need to get violent.
It's like, I'll just I'll stay in the hallway. I don't think I'd be much use in there anyway.
You see a shrine to Ryan Drake, and before it on the altar is resting one of the 4 keys.
Reed just sort of squints at it and just looks around.
Mika, looking into the room behind Reeves, definitely a golem.
Yeah, it's guarded.
Like 100% a mithril golem.
It's another another mithril guarding the careful with that. Don't know if we've got to if it's just gonna respond if the key gets moved or what, but it is guarding it.
Okay. Well, I have an idea.
Might be resting on a button or something.
Actually. Mika, if you want to grab it, I can do something.
Squint. Okay. Kind of edge your way around into the room. Oh, fuck it. Alright. Kind of look up at the golem. It's like,
Roll me a crafting or perception check. Or an arcana check. Looking over the golem, it seems to be in a passive state. But you do notice its eyes seem to be very subtly tracking you as you get closer. It looks like it might be in some sort of defensive standby phase, waiting for a trigger.
yep, it's gonna do something as soon as I take this key. You ready?
Well, first off, do you know if there's a way that we can just temporarily disable it before you do it?
I don't think so.
Okay,
There's
that's
usually
fine.
command words and keys, but only the creator typically knows those.
All right, Mika, I'm ready. Grab it when you feel confident.
Just kind of gonna look at the golem for a second, and then just kind of like, you know what? She's gonna bow toward it with her hammer out and take the key.
Still watching you. All right. So, as you take the key, you can take.
God damn it, Reeves. Okay, it works.
So, where are you shunting you guys to?
I'm basically shunting us out the door, and we're going to fucking close it.
All right. So you see as the statue begins to activate,
That's a nice picture.
Oh.
I want to see.
You're like, that's not a
Oh.
problem I'm dealing with. And you close the door.
I lock it.
Let's go. Let's,
Alright.
Okay, shuffle along, shuffle along.
As you guys are shuffling along,
Yep.
Oh,
Fuck.
they've all activated.
Motherfuck.
Hooray.
so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Oh, whoops, I need to end the current one.
It's like, haha, that what is a success, guys? Am I right? Oh.
How fast are you, Lana?
Lana's just kind of like, God.
Go Theoden, Jesus Christ. Alright, Reeves and Mika, roll me initiative.
What was the thing I rolled before? Was it
38.
also 30? 38? I'll take my 38 then.
Alright, let me adjust you. Alrighty. So, top of the turn order, Theoden sees the golems animate. He says, of course. And let's see, what do we want to do for a funny little spell for you, my man?
Would Lana still be under the first quickie pot, by the way? How long have we been? Probably not. Right?
You might have 2 rounds left on it.
Okay, fair enough. 2 rounds. That's good.
You know what? Fuck this, man. Theoden's gonna look at the mithril golem and just hold his hand out and be like, that doesn't look like something I want to deal with. And he is going to cast... he's going to cast Disintegrate.
Oh.
Nice.
Alrighty. Just barely hits because they haven't finished activating yet. As they're standing up and entering into the combat stance, it just clips them in the shoulder, and you just see a huge chunk of the mithril evaporate as it takes. That's a lot. Okay. You just see like just a 10-foot chunk of the statue just torn from it. Alrighty. Wait, what's the save on that? Okay, never mind. And then Theoden is going to flick his sword, and you see it glowing with that same green energy as he prepares for his next turn. Alright. So, Reeves, as you're stepping away from the door and turning to look away, you notice something. So as you were checking before for anything around the door, you thought it was a bit nice that the door was slightly off the wall. Like there were little gaps at the top and bottom. Realizing less good now, wasn't actually expecting that to be a possibility, but you slowly start to see this thick ooze of blue silver pouring from the top and bottom
Oh my god.
as this goo forms and moves underneath all.
What?
It melted itself.
It fucking
liquefied
Terminator 2'd itself through the fucking door.
That's hilarious.
And Mika,
Hi.
Oh no.
hi. You see it bubbling and instinctively pull back and pull your shield up as this large liquid steel spike punches out and strikes against your shield and just knocks you back a couple of inches as it starts to slowly reshape. But otherwise, it's chilling as a puddle.
Motherfuck.
Lana, you're up.
Alright. Hasted action. Oh, hang on. I need to read the description for Tumble Through again. Don't mind me.
Mhm.
Uh,
Reeves, you're on deck.
Okay, tumble through. Actions.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, stride up to speed. Move through the space. Acrobatics DC. Perfect. Understood. Lana is going to use the tumble through action to get down here.
Yep.
And that'll be an acrobatic DC against Puddle.
Against what on the puddle?
It would be their reflex save? Yes, reflex DC.
Alright. Get on moving.
Alright. On her way through, however, she is going to use a move called Tumbling Strike. So basically, when she attempts to tumble through, she gets a punch. Is
Alright.
the
Roll
is
me
the
a
best
hit.
way to describe it. 44.
That hits.
All right.
Alright. That's going to be... Bop.
As like she just kind of like leaps up and then like does like a little spin kick and just like jabs her ankle down into the puddle before she just uses the momentum to carry through to the other side. And let's see. Flurry. So let's go for does a 41 hit?
Yes.
Alright, and then that'll be map -8 on the second one. 30 set, and probably not, but...
Unfortunately not, no.
Okay, all good. Damage.
Bop.
And, the big stinky strong golem needs to make a fort save. Everybody. I don't know, maybe. We've had failed fort saves.
31.
Oh no, really?
Yep.
Oh, your boy's stunned 3.
Is he immune to that? He is not. That's
So-
unfortunate for him.
So describe this one for me. Describe how a puddle gets stunned.
So, Lana, as you're going through it, you land a strike, and you don't expect to meet it, but there's a usual flicker that you become attuned to over your time fighting as you strike something and your energy flows from you into them, and you can almost see the outlines of how energy flows through their body. You see it flowing through this puddle as well as it's slowly
Oh.
starting to reshape. And noting that you take that opportunity as you see it slowly starting to form, and you notice there's a core in it where all the energy is flowing through for a moment as you just level that follow-up strike and hit right into it and unleash your ki into it, just a tiny little pulse, and you just see it scatter and dissipate as it just flows back into a puddle and vibrates on the ground, trying to
Wow.
recover that.
Well done!
Hi.
Well done! How long does echoing weapon last? Lasts a minute, so 2 rounds on that too.
Alright.
Okay, so we have 2 actions remaining. One of those actions, she's going to put her Argus Shield on Line Drake.
Thank you.
and just be like, get back! And then, with her last action, she's going to go ahead and use... Actually, no, we'll save that. 36. Probably, no.
No luck.
Okay, that'll be her turn then.
Alrighty. What type of spell is this? Okay. Next up in the turn order then is going to be Reeves. Whoops. Probably should have started the encounter. Reeves, you're up. Mika, you're on deck. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I have to reset the HP on the other Mithril Golem. The Disintegrate did nothing to it.
Oh, no.
Sorry, continue. I forgot about that bullshit. If you're saying something, Reeves, you're muted.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna shadow tap on this guy, starting off with one of these.
Flat-footed would reduce him to... I don't think that hits, unfortunately.
Well. And then we are going to step down to here, and we are going to try and do one of these.
That's a hit, though.
And I guess we'll Master Strike for funsies.
We'll see, won't we?
Yeah. Would my sneak attack not apply in this situation?
It's stunned.
They are not immune to precision damage, so you are fine.
Cool.
He gets 15 of that back because I'm smart. So, unsurprisingly, stabbing a puddle, less effective than you would think.
Yeah. How's my Master Strike work against it?
I roll a fort save and we see what happens. 45.
45, that is a normal save, so enfeebled 2, if applicable.
They are allowed to be enfeebled.
Cool. And for my dehabilitation, we will... Let's see.
Oh.
9 more precision damage.
Hey, Steffi, by the way, bro. Real quick.
And
Oh, as soon as you're done.
and since I have double dehabilitations, I'm just gonna take minus 10 foot status penalty to its speeds on there as well. Because why not? And
Be aware he
then,
will not be moving his next turn. He is triple stunned.
yep. I just had nothing else I could apply to him.
Okay.
I will do preparation and end my turn.
Alright, Mika, you're up.
Quick side note. Steffi, holla at your boy when you really want somebody Master Striked, because I do have that.
A creature within 30 feet of you. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
I can only do it once per day, so holla at your boy when there's somebody you really want to see Master Stricken.
I will. I will. That's great. I love that.
Hell yeah. Alright, Mika. What are you gonna do to this puddle?
God. Is the other one doing anything?
Getting up and getting ready to walk over to whoop y'all asses.
Ah, fuck. Sick. Shit. Alright. Didn't want to. Was trying to hold on to this, but she's gonna go ahead and kick on the flames on her hammer. Turn on the ember of the forge.
Alrighty.
And...
You see the puddle you try to pull away from the flames. Oh wait, it can't, it's stunned, never mind.
Huh.
You see it slowly trying to roll away, but it just kind of flops back.
Kind of interesting. Alright. She'll go ahead and smack at the puddle, I guess, because the other one... I don't want to get into that with it on its own just yet.
Mm-hmm. Roll me that hit.
Hell yeah.
That crits with flanking.
Hey!
Okay, we go. Bop. He's already enfeebled, now he's clumsy.
He's already prone, technically, because he's flat.
I don't think he counted as being prone previously.
It's a really flat puddle now.
Yeah.
A really flat puddle now.
And That's my
Note
turn.
to self, liquefy makes them immune to precision. I'm not reverting that because that's a fucking nightmare. Okay, and he's prone.
Okay.
And that's it for me.
Fee fi fo fum, he's gonna fucking beat your ass. Swift steps. Oh, he's permanently quickened. Good to know.
Oh, Jesus H.
Don't we get some silly pass the torch stuff whenever Mika crits with fire?
Oh.
Oh yeah, Mika, pick a friend.
Who's more likely to fuck around and find out? She'll light Lana's hands on fire.
Alrighty. This man's gonna walk up on you.
Light it on fire, Theoden.
As much as I would normally love to, they seem to be very resistant against magic.
The ember.
Noted. And, you see its body twist and, it goes to rear its arm back, and as its arm extends out, you see these, like, two spears of its body form out and lance out at each of you as well. So he's going to make a strike against all three of you.
Jesus.
Top down. How the fuck is Theoden the only one that doesn't get hit?
Well, I
Oh.
guess I'm gonna Leered Spite for Mika then.
Mm-hmm. Are you using any reactions, Mika?
Gonna shield block it.
You raise your shield.
Yeah.
In raising your shield, your AC moves just high enough to be able to block it.
So I guess I don't Leered Spite it.
You go to do it, and you see it bounce off Mika, and you're like, good for her, as you just get slapped with one.
Say lead spite yourself. Oh, that's right. You can only do it for yourself.
Yep. Champions can only do it against, other allies.
I've never seen you use that ability before. Hadn't actually read it.
Okay. That's not terrible.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
Last of your armor. Alright, and that is their turn. Back at the top of the turn order is Theoden. Alright. A little assistance then, Reeves, as you see the pommel on his sword light up. If I'm not going to be of much use to them, might as well assist. And you are now Essence of the First Forged.
Huzzah!
Is that 1 or 2 action?
2.
That's 2. And then for 1 action, he's just going to shield himself. And Londrake's gonna haul his fucking dwarven ass away.
Yeah. Run, buddy, run.
Okay. So he's fine. This man's turn is, all of his stuns are away. He's still prone and is slapped with a billion debuffs. Lonnie, you're up.
Alright, well, let's make this poor man's day even worse.
Mm-hmm.
44!
44's a hit.
That even procs when you crit fail?
Yes. The first,
so
you cannot
good.
roll below a 10 as you first strike a monk.
42
Also a hit.
Alright.
Alright.
And fort save.
Yep. And they fort save. 45.
Save. We gooch. He gooch.
I will opportune backstab that.
Alright.
Good call, good call.
Alright. Remove the flat-footed thing so you don't deal precision damage.
Okay. And
That is a crit, though.
Oh,
that is a
bye.
that is a crit though. It's near death, so I'm just gonna
Yep.
see.
Alright, yep. So Lana, you see Lana striking it, and it seems to be pulling away, like, back towards the central core to try to get as far away. And as you see that happen, and you hear Lana reacting, you turn your attention to it and see, like, that looks important.
Can Lana kick the core towards him? Yeah.
So you see it just outside of Reeves' reach. So your second strike is you kicking the orb towards him as it reels away from your blow and tries to shift back down. And Reeves, you can just drive Skeleton Key right into it, right into the center of it, and with a loud pop, you see the magic sizzle and burn away as it just evaporates into liquid mercury.
Hell yeah.
Probably not good to breathe, but it's cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
fine.
think- I don't-
Breath control, breath control. Lana's good.
And you were saying, Reeves, asking if my key could take over the construct. I don't know, the way it's worded, I don't know if it's only my attack that brings it to dead, or if it's any attack that brings it to dead, I can make it dormant.
If your attack.
That's what I was thinking with the reading, yeah, so.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
That'll be important later, though. Okay.
Oh, I did crit. So does that mean the thing bounces, or is that just me?
Yeah, so Theoden also has it now.
Okay. So I guess I'll bounce this over to Mika?
Yeah, I think she's
Mika
got
already
it.
has it.
Yeah, Theoden
Oh,
did
right.
not. Theoden
So-
gave it to Lana, so.
Yep. So
Oh,
now
I see.
Theoden has it. All four of you are good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Theoden gave you his because he's like, I have bitch arms. I know what I'm here for, and it's not
I
swinging.
see.
Okay, so Lana's turn was flurrying. I don't think she did anything else.
No,
so-
you should still have 3 actions, and this is your last turn hasted.
Yep, sure is. Alright, in that case, she will do another tumbling strike to get over here. So first
Alright.
we will do our athletics, or our acrobatics, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yep.
Just makes it.
Oh, okay, sweet. Honestly, I probably should just assurance athletics for little things like these, but whatever, it's fun. And then the action itself taken was another tumbling strike. So we'll go ahead and do another cheek map -8 and see if we can get a little lucky.
Just like 1 over their AC.
Oh, okay. Boop.
Alrighty.
And then for her remaining 2 actions. You know what? Fuck it. Religion check against this will DC. Lana's gonna battle prayer it with 1 action.
Alright. Can you drop Battle Prayer in chat for me? I need to see how
Sure
it would
can.
work against something. So, what type of damage are you trying to deal against it? Argith is
Good.
lawful good.
Yeah, good.
You do not see any effect on the golem.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, fair play.
So, alignment damage only affects things on the opposite of it.
Ow, tracking. Alright, fair play. Hasted action, she just poops out 1 more little punch. Okay. We're good.
Alright, Reeves, you're up. Mika, you're on deck.
I will unclick quickened.
Thank you.
Alright, free action to reload, and we're gonna shadow tap this fool.
Hit him with it.
40 with flanking?
Hits with flanking.
Cool. We'll do this.
Oh man, we're getting some mileage out of levels 19 feet.
And I guess I'll Master Strike on that one as well.
Yep, I rolled his save for it. It's a 37.
That's a fail, so paralysis if it applies.
You feel the hit dig in deep. And you notice this time, as the bolt digs in, burning with that flame of the ember, it seems to land true. The body doesn't have the opportunity to deform around it. It almost seems to become brittle and crack wherever the bolt landed. But the effect doesn't land. You don't get the paralysis.
Okay. And it's still immune to my precision.
This one is not liquid. It does take precision.
Oh, okay, so I guess I'll roll an additional 4d6 on that.
Go for it.
For another 14 damage.
All right.
And we're going to just whoop up here and get our dagger in.
Alrighty.
39 with flanking.
Just hits.
And we'll do another... And another one of these for the first one.
Alrighty.
And for the double defib, and for the double defib effect, we'll make it enfeebled 1 as well. And and I'll use preparation, and that will be my turn.
Okie dokie. Mika, you're up.
Alrighty. Flanking doesn't happen if you're at a distance, correct? Like if I were to smack him from here, I wouldn't have flanking?
Correct. You have to be in melee with them.
Gotcha, okay.
If you do a melee strike and not a ranged strike, it does count as flanking, though.
Except the enkindled strike thing that gives me the reach 30, since...
Yes, that counts. You would count as flanking for that.
Alright, so... I'm gonna stay here with Theoden in case I need to shield block his silly ass, and I'm just gonna start smacking away from here.
Alright.
Smack a 1.
Hit.
Damage.
Okay, and now they have vulnerability.
Yes, weakness to fire equal to, what was it, half my level rounded up.
Yep, so they have weakness 10 to fire. So they're going to take an extra 10 from that. Alright.
Smack it twice.
Also a hit.
I'll opportune backstab off of that one.
Alright. Roll me hit. Also a hit. Roll me damage.
And you have flaming going too. Hooray.
Yay.
Oh, hell yeah.
Roll me damage.
Let's see.
Alright. So, Mika, as you see the ember flaring up, the most powerful you've seen it in a long time, and as you strike at it, you see like the shimmering effect around the mithril seems to shatter like glass and fall away, and you see the metal starting to scorch and warp from the flame like it hasn't been before. And as you pull up the second strike, you see Reeves dive in at the same time, taking advantage of that weakened form as he digs the skeleton key in there, and as you strike from the top, throwing its body into the dagger, and between the both of you, there's just a crack that forms up the middle of it as the torso falls in half, and you see the body begin to crumple. Would you like to deactivate it using your Cordelia's key?
Yes, I would.
So, with that, you see the body start to sizzle away, but as you take the key up to it and touch it against it, you see that effect begins to stop and it just goes inert.
I think it'll stay inert until I either repair or take it over.
Yep.
So it's doing its job, and hopefully we can maybe use it to guard this later. But
I don't suppose you can order it to go block the hallway where our
It is very inactive.
yeah, I had to spend a lot of time patching it up that we don't have. So
Yeah, no, that's fair. All right. So what do we got to do now?
One more key.
we
We need one more key.
2 more.
2 more keys.
2 more? 2 more. All right.
Theoden.
All right. Split up and try to find them.
Theoden's tracking,
I
I
don't
think.
see any within 30 feet.
Right,
Oh,
let's-
Theoden, what are you using to check?
Detect magic.
All right. I'll hit this left hallway.
New.
Given that not just the golem in this room was activated, but the one out here, we might want to stick together.
Lana, I will note from where you are, the golems outside of the first forge do seem inert still. But outside of that, you don't know if there's any others around.
I don't see the ones down there that are active. I'm thinking we really don't have time to. Yeah, I just want to get these keys as quickly as possible.
Just be careful.
Yeah.
And in fact, we're going to be so careful that we're going to take a quick 2-week break.
Oh, fair enough.
But yeah, good work so far, guys.
Oh man, I was hoping to not have to fight those things.
That alpha strike, though.
That thing, no, that was disgusting.
Yeah, you want to know what funny little spells were on that man's spell list?
Hit me.
Sure.
Actually, I can't tell you that yet. I'll tell you next session.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh goodness.
There are some fun ones, though.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Enjoying your fun little adventure through an old school dungeon.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Collect the keys.
Collect
Yep.
the keys.
It was impressive how you
Turn
ended
slab.
ended that man's career so fast. Like, all right, well.
Yeah, Pile Bunker does fucking work.
Let's not forget the crit that Lana landed on him
I
first.
forget how hard Lana can crit sometimes, just normally.
Yeah. Well, it was a key strike too, so the extra
Mhm.
dice were there.
Still.
Yep.
Good God.
I just
I
love
will
the band.
make
Oh,
Sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, I just love the banter afterward. It was all like, you said he was dangerous. Yes, which is why we dealt with him.
Yeah.
God.
No sick fist fight today.
Not yet. You still got time.
Not yet.
I will note, Mika and Theoden will both notice this as the fight ends. When the flame of the first forge dies down, it still stays in that kindleable state.
Makes
It looks like proximity to the first forge is keeping it lit.
Oh, so like it's still active?
You will be able to activate it again.
Oh, neat.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't think I was kind of wondering with that because the description just says it's active for a minute. Doesn't that no longer has if it's like it has a frequency thing attached to it.
Let me double check, because if it doesn't say that...
Like the action at least doesn't have a. Might be under the feet somewhere though.
Let me check on the feed itself.
Here we go. Essence of the First Forge doesn't have any descriptions anymore, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think I might have upgraded it to unlimited use at some point.
Yay!
But you notice we'll rephrase it as the ember is stable. You did not burn it out.
That's good to note.
But yeah, now you have half the keys. We'll see if we can't get the other half during the next session.
Yay!
But otherwise, I think you guys have done good work so far.
Hell yeah.
And who knows? The mithril statues were fun. Maybe you won't have to fight the other ones.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Indiana Jones would like sandbag the next fucking key. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, to sandbag the other 2 keys and go steal the forge within like 30 minutes of the next session.
I mean, you know.
I believe in you guys. You'll somehow do it, and I'll be very confused but appreciative.
Lana has resolved to basically sprinting down these halls until she finds the other keys. So what'll that
That
take
is an
a minute?
option.
I mean, yeah, you move fast enough, yeah.
Your
God.
problems can't catch you until they do.
True.
Because don't forget, there's one way out, and people are hammering against it. So you are
Yeah.
kind of trapped in here.
It's
Yep.
true. But hey, that's why Lana's kind of like, look, we don't have time.
Yeah.
Let's get these keys like today.
There.
Yep.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Considering our available routes, I think we might be going down the same way anyway.
Yeah, for at least initially, they're
Yeah.
splitting up.
Yeah, there's an area to the west. If we switch back over to the floor plan,
Whoops, zoomed in too far. There we go.
You guys haven't gone to this section here. You haven't gone to either of the sections in the west.
And we heard banging coming from down, like
Yep.
the smithing down in that vicinity.
Yeah, you know this is workshop area here. And you haven't checked the barracks or the storeroom.
Hi, puppy.
But yeah, you got some very interesting supplies from the reliquary.
I would say so.
Yeah. Jesus.
Who would have thought the smithing gods mission would have some nice smithing items in it?
Uh-huh.
True.
And we'll just see what you guys can end up doing with that.
Alright.
But yeah, if nobody has any other questions from me, feel free to enjoy the rest of your nights, and I will see you all in 2 weeks.
Alright.
Take it easy, Matt. Thank you for the fantastic session.
Yeah.
As always.
No
Thank you,
problem.
Matt.
Hey,
Talk
good
to you guys
night.
later. Bye.
Bye-bye.